I've had a bunch of you out there ask me this question, Klaus, why does Stellar use USDC for settlement instead of XLM? Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it's slippage. But to understand what slippage is and how it applies, well, we're going to have to go screen and screen. We're going to talk about why Stellar uses USDC instead of XLM for settlement and why these Stellar people are actually pretty darn smart. Now, slippage on average is anywhere from 0.05 to 0.1%, okay? The more volatile a market is, the more slippage that there is. I want you to think of slippage this way. And if you stick around towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you a stat that is going to completely blow your mind and drive my point home. You want to buy 1,000 lumens. So you're like 1,000 lumens, it's at 10 cents right now. By the time you hit submit and then by the time your order is filled, the price varies. You guys have all seen it, right? When you put your orders in. Now, moving money on the chain takes 6 seconds. During those 6 seconds of time, we can see price fluctuations of 0.05 to 0.1%. The more volatile a market is, either positive or negative, the greater slippage is. So now let's pretend, let's role play a little bit. And no, we're not talking naughty role play, we're talking financial role play. Let's role play that we're Swift, everyone. And every day we move $5 billion worth of money, okay? Now, if we were to use XLM, which has a lot of slippage, right, versus a stable coin, because what is a stable coin? The slippage on a stable coin is fairly negligible. There's like hardly anything of it. You guys have seen the variances on these stable coins. Well, anyways, let's pretend though that Swift wanted to use actually XLM, the native token, okay? Now, they want to move $5 billion a day. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that 0.01. Like I said, we're going to keep it high level with the numbers just so you get the idea of what I'm talking about. So we want to multiply that now by 0.001, which gives us our 1/10 of a percent. All right, so a 1/10 of a percent, that means we have $5 million a day worth of slippage. That is $5 million of variance of price, either positive or negative. And we know that the delta is bad, right? We want things to be what they are. That is why we like blockchain, right? Because blockchain is safe, reliable, and the accounting methods would be even better than traditional ACH movement of money. Now, here's the problem, everyone. You're looking at this and you're like, well, gosh, you know, if it's 5 billion and we're only like kind of losing or gaining 5 million, and remember, someone has to pay for that, right? That just doesn't come out of thin air. So that means the sender or the receiver either benefits or loses, everyone. All right, but remember though, Swift moves money how often? 250 days a year. That's business days. So now that puts us at $1.25 billion worth of slippage during a year. Holy crap, is that a lot of money? So right away, you could see one of the big reasons why Stellar uses USDC for settlement instead of its native token XLM is because of slippage. And remember, slippage applies to the entire crypto market. So it's not just something with XLM. This is with all tokens out there that are not stable coins. And I mean those real stable coins, not those fake algorithmic ones. Because as you've seen, oh, there could be some nasty slippage with those. Someone would have to pay for this 1.25 billion or give it up depending on if it's a positive or negative slippage, right? And you wouldn't want people getting more value than what you sent them. No, you would want them to get actual value like a stable coin. Now, remember how I told you out there, if you stuck near the end, you would see a stat that would really scare the crap out of you? Well, I got it for you right here. Remember how we used 5 billion a day that Swift moves? Well, guys, I was a liar. It's actually 5 trillion, which means that the calculations we were doing for yearly slippage, we now have to add 3 more zeros to that, which means every year in slippage, we would have $1.25 trillion worth of slippage in a year. Think about that. Yes, $1.25 trillion a year would be caused due to the delta of slippage. Now, there is some slippage that applies to the lumens itself, right? But remember, though, it is 0.00001/100,000th of a lumen is the actual amount of lumens that it takes. So you can multiply that 1/100,000th by 0.1%, and that tells you how much slippage that there is. You would actually add 3 more decimal places to that. You would be even talking a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny of slippage per transaction. So to answer all of your questions out there, why does Stellar use USDC for settlement instead of XLM? Well, it's because of slippage, everyone. And the last thing that businesses and banks would want to do is have to account for $1.25 trillion worth of slippage. Crypto is meant to make things more efficient, reliable, accurate, and timely. And if we were to do our settlements in XLM versus USDC, well, none of those things would be possible, would they?